Hey, everybody. We want to welcome you back to our Crown Council Resource Partner podcast. Today, we are lucky enough to have Craig Conradi on with us with On Pharma. And On Pharma is a new Crown Council Resource Partner. And they have been, they were with us at our annual event in Nashville. A lot of attention there. And we wanted to bring Craig on today to share some opportunities he has for the Crown Council members, as well as talk a little bit about how cool their product and services are.
Fantastic. How you doing, Spencer?
Really good. Take it away, Craig.
Hey, buddy. Thank you so much. Well, I guess what I want to do is welcome everybody to this podcast and just thank everybody for taking a couple minutes with us. Spencer and I were talking last week, and we were getting updated on what was going on with Onset since the pandemic hit. And some of the biggest things that I want to share with you is that a lot of you may or may not know that the CDC came out with recommendations that once you don your PPE and you enter the operatory, you really shouldn't leave, right, Spencer? We talked about that. Mm-hmm. And so with that going on, especially with the cost of PPE right now, distributors and you guys having a hard time getting the PPE, what if you had an opportunity that once you entered the operatory, that you literally would know in 2 minutes whether or not the patient has a deep focal anesthesia or if you had an anatomical miss. And I'm going to talk a little bit more of that in a second, Spencer, but that's been amazing for us. We've had doctors calling us, giving testimonials, saying, Craig, you guys saved me, because in the very beginning from March to May, all I was doing emergency cases. I was seeing root canals, I was seeing infection. And what Onset can do for you in those situations is that we can take the patient's anatomy out of the equation and raise the pH of the anesthetic prior to the injection. So instead of the tissue being a pH of 5.0 and your anesthetic being 3.5, right? We talked about that. That's why it's hard to get the patient numb. And the average endodontist is going to be using 3 to 6 cartridges and almost 22 minutes sometimes or longer to get the patient numb. With Onset, you'll know a lot quicker. It's more predictable. We can get the pH to 7.4, which is physiological, which allows the body to be able to do what it needs to do, and the anesthetic just takes right over. So we talked a little bit about the efficiency, Spencer. That's a huge part as to why so many doctors are loving using Onset right now during the pandemic. And of course, moving forward to the new normal, what if you had the chance to just know what's going on in 2 minutes, right? And let's talk about that a little bit. When a doctor enters the operatory, I've had the opportunity to travel around the country right now because so many doctors want to be able to see what Onset does. The biggest thing they say is, Craig, I want to be able to give the injection and know where I'm at clinically sooner. And that's why they're still getting up, degloving, maybe taking off their masks, taking off their gowns. They're going to do a hygiene check. Well, we have what's called seat, treat, and complete. What that means is you seat the patient, you give the injection. Within 2 minutes after you pull out the needle, buddy, I promise you, the science doesn't lie. You're either going to know that you nailed the lower IA block, or you know you're going to have an anatomical miss. And according to all the literature, they're going to miss about 30% of the time. But it's not the doctor's fault because our anatomy is so different, right? So what you can do is make that extremely predictable. So you can seat the patient, treat the patient, and then complete it. And what doctors are doing now, instead of scheduling their hygiene appointment in between, right, you can now schedule it at the end of your appointment. How cool is that? I mean, if they went to dental school and they were only taught that they could do the hygiene appointment at the end of the appointment, and now, 10 years later, you go, oh, sorry, you got to leave for 10 to 15 minutes. They'd be like, what? Be riots in the streets, right? Because everybody wants to be efficient if you could do it, but that's just not the way the dental practice has been set up normally. So with Onset, you now have the choice. You can sit there and do the procedure. You can finish 15 to 20 minutes sooner. I have many doctors report to me like in a lower number 30, a lower block on that. It's very hard sometimes to get the patient numb. You can literally, they typically schedule, Spencer, about 4 units or 40 minutes for that procedure. Doctors consistently tell me they can get it done in 2 units, right? So what does that do for your schedule? You got emergency patients coming in, you got holes getting blown up in your schedule all the time. What if you could just make it predictable and maybe see an extra patient a day, or go to lunch on time, or be able to do some hygiene some dentistry out of the hygiene chair, right? And I'm not trying to change people's procedures. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about opportunity, the what if, that aha moment that going, oh my gosh, what if we could do it this way? So that's been super exciting. What I want to offer the Crown Council is a huge opportunity to try it. I am so guarantee you that I know you're going to love it. To all your members, Spencer, I'm going to give them 100% money back guarantee. And all I ask them to do is try Onset for 120 days. They're going to get 80 injections. They can use it on uppers, lowers, in the presence of infection, get your most difficult patient in. And all I ask you to do is use it on that time frame. I have a great team here at On Pharma. We'd love you to be able to take part in the 20-minute training session in order to be qualified for that, because you and I both know if they're not trained properly, right, you may not know how to use it. So I just hope everybody understands that. Just take the training. After that, give me a call. Tell me your results. And if you weren't happy, I'll take it back 100%. Plus, I'm going to give you free shipping and 10% off. So try it. Just try it. And all you got to do to try it is call toll-free 1-800-336-6738. Hit prompt number 1 for customer service. My team is awesome. They'll hook you up. They'll answer any questions. If you got a real big question, they'll give you my cell phone number. I would love to chat with you. Crown Council, just take advantage of this offer. You've got so many doctors that are using Onset. I just hope that we can get this going for you and really, truly help you and your patients, Spencer.
Man, that's just awesome, Craig. For all of our viewers today that are watching this or seeing this on Pharma's site here on our website, on our Crown Council website, all the materials and information to reach Craig and or team is available. We know that we've got a number of Crown Council members that are working with On Pharma and
absolutely
excited about the product. So.
Hey, Spencer, real quick, this is the mixing pen for those doctors that think I'm going to blow up how their technique is. This is sodium bicarbonate. This is our sterile device to be able to mix the 2 solutions. I'm going to do it in real time, folks. This is all you do. You dial the pen up to 9, push the button. Let me do that again. You push in the system, dial the pen up to 9. I got to get the camera in here. There you are. Push the button, reverse your steps, and that quickly, I raise the pH up to 7.4. You put this in your syringe, folks. You can use any anesthetic you want, and you're going to know within 2 minutes exactly where you're at clinically. So I'm not going to ask you to use a plastic syringe or blow up your schedule. It's super easy to get trying Onset in your practice. So just want to make sure they saw that.
Yep.
All right.
We will we'll be in close touch and make sure that we reach out to you, and thanks for being such an awesome, trusted resource partner of the Crown Council.
Love it. Looking forward to this year, buddy. We're going to help a lot of people, and everybody stay safe out there.
Okay. Thanks,
all right.
Craig.
Take care. All right.
See ya.
All right.